Welcome everyone. I've got Claire Holmes with me, who started as an employee and made the leap to business ownership with her husband Dave. And within 4 years, they have grown from just a small local team to servicing major commercial companies like Telstra, Program, Millet, and government clients along the Midwest of Western Australia. So from one side of the country to the other, where I'm on the East Coast, you're on the West Coast, Claire. Claire, thanks for joining us.
Sure am. Hey Luke, nice to see you. Hi everyone, great to be on. And yeah, what a pleasure to do this alongside someone that I obviously met not so long ago, and really enjoying building that foundation in I guess a strong relationship.
Relationships are key, especially in business, and we're going to get to how you sort of develop that, Claire, along the way. But firstly, Claire, what is the single most critical challenge that you're currently facing in the electrical services industry or your business growth, and what innovative steps are you taking to overcome these challenges?
Very busy in business, and when I say busy, we are 6 weeks booked out, which is leaving myself and David stuck in the business and not building the business. Biggest challenge is trying to find the right people, the right team that go, with the core values of the business, the vision and the mission and why we started. Also really learning about people and how people work and what's going to fit the team. So our biggest time is no time to build. Our biggest challenge is no time to build. And we're working on right now in 2026, David basically will be Mondays and Wednesdays literally in the office with me. We'll be meeting new clients, we'll be going out there, showing the community who we are, spending that time to build those relationships and create what we have always, visioned and had in mind for this business.
I guess like you're looking at it from a BDM role, like the business development manager, being
Yes.
out there, building those relationships and those core partnerships.
So in the last 3 months, one of the things that we decided to do was I became the CEO because I make most of the decisions. And we were noticing that it was just taking time for me to go back to Dave and sort of have that chat with him when I was already making that decision. And we're both, so comfortable with those decisions that I make. I'm the leader. I do lead the team, and that can come from a place of, the team might come in, they're all over the place, they're wanting to know what's going on. I'm literally like, okay, you're going here, here, and here, go do this, and then that's it. Everyone is leaving within 5 minutes. There's no messing around, there's no fumbling on feet. Everyone knows what direction they're meant to be going in. And that is obviously a core strength in a strong CEO. So I do really, really value that inside myself, and know that I'm really a strong, independent CEO for our company. The other thing is we looked at then, okay, David becoming the COO because of the technical knowledge and everything that he knows about electrical, refrigeration and air conditioning. And that has blended us together as a very strong team.
Fantastic, Claire. And was that a bit of a mind shift for you or for Dave?
Huge for me, because
Yeah.
I was constantly always going, I need to check with Dave, and there was this little boundary, that I was like, I don't think I can cross it. And then he was always going, why are you asking me? Don't worry about this, just go and execute. I don't need to know about this. So then I realized, okay, I need to focus on the strength that I'm the leader in the business and I'll be the CEO, and he focus on the technical side, and then we have a really good team. And I think that's the foundation, right, that we've built for the last 3 and a bit years, but we just didn't have the documentation to show that that's where we were going to be leading. And now our plan is that once a month we will catch up as the CEO and as the COO and discuss the financials and where the business is going and the vision and the mission and the customers and all the different things, so that we can make sure we have our head, and I guess everything is, we're looking at everything from a bird's eye view together in those roles, not as husband and wife.
Yeah, absolutely. And as CEO, are you using any tools or technical training or anything in that regards to really help you bolster your decision making, your intelligence, your learnings?
Yeah, so I've been really focusing in on, so sort of, I guess, my inner strengths and what can I give to my team. And one of those things is, for me at the moment, is using AI. The AI for me has become a really good tool because I'm teaching my team how I would ask a question to how I would get the right answer, but also teaching them to go vertical and not just think that they're going to get the answer like that. They need to learn to go vertical. They need to dig deeper, and that might take them a couple of minutes more, but it's better than it taking them an hour spending 15 minutes to get something and a solution for a customer, which is what the vision is all about. Finding a solution for the customer and giving them a great experience, whether the job is small, medium, or big. They always know we've got their back.
Yeah, absolutely. AI is definitely a powerhouse in the future, and everyone's getting on board with it now. So it's very exciting where it's going. Claire, can you share a specific challenge in your career that fundamentally reshaped how you approach business, and what lessons came out of that experience?
I think when I think back now, I would do a lot of things without without verifying something. What I've learned in the last 6 months is trust no one, and make sure that you trust but verify. And so now, and this goes to the business, we've employed people that we employed on face value, and we've been stung. And that's been a real, a
That's
learning
tough.
curve and a hard one. And it hurt as well, because you are good people, you want to give good value, you want to support the community, and you don't think that those people are out there until it happens to you, and it really does shape who you are becoming. And I think one of the things me and David are very mindful of is that we don't want to become those grouchy people that you hear about, where they've been burnt too many times, so then they just don't like people anymore. I love people. I'm a people person, so I do not want to see myself go down that path. And so some of the things that I'm really remembering is, I have been tricked a lot back when I was employed, whether that be by a colleague or a boss or a team leader. And I just remember now that I really need to look at all the information, not make a rash decision, and actually think about what that decision is going to be. And I ask myself three key things. What's it going to do for me as a CEO? What's it going to do for the team? And how's it going to impact the business?
Well, love that. Really good insight there from Claire. Claire, in a rapidly evolving technical and regulatory environment, how do you spot and evaluate emerging industry trends or technologies before they become mainstream? I think you mentioned AI earlier. Is there anything else, do you want to elaborate on the AI experience?
I think I'd like to mention as well that we just say yes, and we like to just go for it. And then we figure on, we look at figuring out, okay, if we stay focused on what the industry is presenting right now, we're going to be the leaders or the innovators in what the next step is for that. So we recently went to America, right? And we spent, and we, I guess, did that because we realized there was value in going out there and putting ourselves where other businesses don't put themselves. And out of that, we realized that you're spending the time on yourself as a leader to become better, to allow yourself and your team to grow. And that's a mind shift game too. If you cannot change your mind shift, how can you create all those other innovation, become innovative? You're very stuck in one place, and I think they call it the glass ceiling, where you're not able to step past that. And by doing the things that we've been able to do, by just saying yes, it's opened up so many doors for us, so many relationships, and also key people around you to ask questions when you're just unsure, when you're so new in business, because we are new. We've only been going for 4 years now. Coming up in January the 22nd, 26 will be 4 years, and we still have so much to learn, and we're learning every day. But it's nice to know that we're building a community around us where some people have been in business for over 15 years, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, learning off the success of others. And it sounds like, to summarize that, it seems like it's the search for the answers, for
Yes.
innovation, for
Yes.
relationships and so forth, which is often key, that curiosity sense of everything, which is great to
Yes.
hear. Claire, what are the top three practical actions that you'd advise the listeners in trades or service industries to take over the next 90 days to future-proof their business?
I have to say, the first one is set a goal. Find something that scares you and stick to it for 90 days, no matter what it takes. Okay? And I mean, you have to put everything into it. I'm a mom. I've got 3 children. My youngest is 17 months old. I have sleepless nights. Sometimes only get 2 hours, but I will try my hardest to make sure that if I commit to something, I'm on. I'm making sure that I'm on, and whatever happens, I deal with it afterwards. The second thing is stay consistent. Surround yourself with people that are lifting you up, and make sure you get rid of the people that are dragging you down. It is so important to be around the energy that is going to lift you and help you achieve that vision that you've set in that goal. So let's say it's a fitness goal. You've got to make sure that you're then surrounding yourself with people that are on a journey like that, because they'll be the people that lift you up. You're not going to have the same effect if you're going to spend your time with a friend who sits on the couch eating chips every day, because they're not going to give you the energy you need, right? It's true.
Yeah.
And that's the analogy I like to think about. And then the third is get yourself an accountability partner. Get someone that's going to be a rottweiler in your corner, and they are going to nail you when you don't do something that you said you were going to do. That is key. I really believe in the rottweiler.
Someone to hit you over the head on a constant basis, right? It definitely puts a mirror up in your face and shines a light on what is actually going on. So I know we've had plenty of discussions around business, helping each other along the way, which is really good. And this is where we can mentor each other on a constant basis. So it is going to speak to like-minded people like ourselves that are in business, dealing with these daily challenges. Claire, just finally, if you could choose one word as a legacy for the others aspiring to build and endure success beyond financial aspects, what would it be and why?
I have to say purpose. And the reason for that is when you have the purpose, you start with the foundation of the vision and the mission. And the vision and the mission is what drives you every day. And so when you have those hard times, you have to take yourself back to the foundation. Why did you start what you started? What made you get up that day and go, I'm doing this? That is what you have to do.
What's your purpose, Claire?
My purpose is to make sure that we create a place where people come to work, they feel like they are able to grow, and they are able to excel and become the best version of themselves every day. The moment they put their 2 feet on the ground, when they get out of that bed in the morning, they're grateful for who they are, what they have, and what they're about to step into in that day.
And what does that do for you? What's the why for it?
It lights up something inside of me that is about helping people. And I've always been a helper. And I'll tell you a quick story. I was 13 years old, and I was happy as a 13-year-old helping out a disabled child who lived in my street who was 25 in a wheelchair with multiple sclerosis. Because I felt like, okay, I'm 13, she's 25, she doesn't get to see the world, but I'm going to show her the world. And I used to wheel her around the neighborhood, and I loved it. I loved it. It fulfilled my heart so much. I like helping people, and so I wanted to find something where I could do that, but also build myself as a person and be the best version of myself.
And I know your region's really been suffering lately, and I guess in an aspect of business, you've been helping the region.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit more about that as we sort of wrap it up today.
Yes, so we had a major blackout here in the Midwest, and the power went down. And when the power goes down, that means you don't have emergency services, you don't have navigation systems, no one can make 000 calls. So our role in that is we support Telstra, we support all the sites with generators. We were literally working from the 13th at 2 a.m. till yesterday, boots on the ground, 24/7 around the clock, making sure that people had access to those emergency services and supporting the wider community. So as our town started to come back on, there were other towns that, didn't have power, so we were spreading ourselves out, traveling up to 4 hours sometimes to get to sites to make sure that these people had the correct support that they needed.
That's amazing, Claire. Almost a week, 24 hours, around the clock. Well done to you, yourself and the team for making that effort, not only in business, but for the wider community. And I guess that's the essence of what you're saying around your purpose. Claire, thanks for coming on. And it's been a pleasure to chat with you about business, about growth, and about purpose.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good day.